The Louis Diaz podcast.
Okay, William Wang. William Wang?
Okay. That's so funny.
Yeah, is it funny? Let's do it again. 1, 2, 3. Woo! That's good, huh? You like that?
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
It is. Have you ever seen your name on a clapperboard like that?
No.
How cool is it? What's funny about it? Tell me what's funny.
I don't know. It's just because are we gonna do another take or that's it, right?
That's it. No, there's no takes.
One take.
Yeah, it is it.
The good thing about podcasts is just we just say shit and then there's no. Yeah.
Exactly. We're just gonna, as you said before, shoot the shit and see what happens.
Yeah.
But that's actually the reason I do that is to sync the audio to the video.
Yeah.
So. Yeah,
that's pretty cool. Well,
it's kind of cool because it's got your name written on it, you know.
I feel like a big deal.
Yeah, you should feel like a big deal. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to turn the neon light on. Should we do that?
Yeah, let's do it. Oh, fuck, look at that.
Now we're talking.
How do you say the Louis? Louis?
Yeah.
Oh, Louis.
Louis.
What's your full name?
Louis, L-U-I-S.
Oh, Louis.
Yeah.
Right, Louis
Diaz.
Yeah. Are you Brazilian?
No, I am from Venezuela originally.
Venezuela. Where's Venezuela?
It's next to Colombia at the top of South America.
Okay, yeah, right.
To the right.
Venezuela. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Louis.
Yeah, but you know, with Aussies, and that's part of what I want to talk to you about today. Everyone, actually, I should welcome my guests, firstly, to all the listeners. Welcome to the Louis Diaz podcast. Today, I've got William Wang Comedy.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, good, yeah. And we're going to talk all about you and your journey into comedy and all kinds of stuff that comes across our minds, of course. And here we are again in Hosier Lane, saying hello to all the people of Melbourne walking through and the tourists. But yes, you are asking me where I'm from. I'm not Brazilian. I'm from Venezuela. And
what is in Venezuela? What is it? What do you guys know? I've never.
What are Venezuelans known for?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good question because when I was growing up, Venezuela was known for one thing.
Yeah.
And that was Miss Universes. It had
hot girls.
Yeah, it had the most Miss Universes ever, like winners ever at the time. I'm not sure if it still holds that record. We'll have to look it up. Can someone fact check this? But yeah, it was.
Yeah, let our guy fact check.
We've got
a guy.
We need our guy back in the background fact checking. Are there people from? Hello, should we smile? Is there anyone from Venezuela here that can verify whether Venezuela still has the highest Miss Universe contestant winning count?
We're just talking to the universe, asking the universe how many Mrs. Universe.
It's good. But
you gotta have comedians to do this because you can't get other professions to do it. This is like crazy.
It's fun.
Like comedians were like, "Fuck this, we don't care." But
you know what? That's the thing I love about comedians. For anyone listening to the Louis Diaz podcast these days, who's like been with me since the beginning, they're probably sitting here wondering, "Hang on, didn't he start with adventurers and stuff?" I started with adventurers and spiritual people, but the podcast is open to talk to anyone who's interesting, right? Anyone who's doing something cool. And lately I've been talking to comedians, and I'll tell you what, man, it's so much fun.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Because they're yes people. They're yes people.
They're yes people. Yeah, we're okay with anything. This is like, we're running late and shooting it outside. There's a roof. There's a roof and outside, and we're like, fuck it.
Yeah.
We've been to worse place.
Yeah. Yes.
We performed in.
Exactly. The appeal of the Louis Diaz podcast for comedians is that you've been worse places.
Say this is not your rock bottom. But this is actually pretty cool. I've never. When you say Culture King, I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. We can shoot in Culture King. That'll be awkward. And then we moved outside Culture King.
Yeah. Well, it's the nearest spot I can think of. Obviously, of course, there's Movida restaurant down there, but Culture King's is really close. So I figure when I invite someone here, if they get here before me, they'll just circle around, walk around.
That's what I did.
Be in the
walk around. Yeah, I've been. This is my second year in Melbourne. I've never been to this place. This is crazy.
Yeah, this is cool.
This is what's Melbourne about. It's
Yeah. Yeah. Well, this is Hosier
like
Lane.
culture, and you're just thinking about like what do you like? I just look at all those stuff and just think about like hookers or like what's popping in your mind when you see all those like just like
Oh yeah,
like
you're
the
thinking
underworld
junkies and
the
hookers
junkies
and stuff.
hookers.
Yeah.
But this is like culture, right? I
Yeah,
don't know.
exactly.
This
I
is
think Melbourne's graffiti scene isn't just associated with like scum and crime like it is in other cities.
like a Gotham City. Like it's just remind me of Gotham City.
But yeah, I saw a statistic once that said, cities with graffiti or areas or neighborhoods with graffiti have higher crime rates. But I think that was a statistic from New York or somewhere.
Right.
Whereas I think in Melbourne, I mean, look, there's a whole bunch
Not
of
much.
homeless people right there.
Crime going on.
Yeah, it's a pretty safe city, isn't it? What do you think? You're not from here.
No, I'm from China. Yeah. This is like China is safe. Like this is safe. It's pretty safe.
What's safer,
right?
this or China?
Like China or here?
Yeah. Do you feel safer in here right now at the Louis Diaz podcast in Hosier Lane, or do you feel safer in China?
I feel safer in China.
That's right. That's right, everyone. The most dangerous podcast.
we got a door in China. We have doors. I need a
we
door.
have protection from the crowd. You're right.
Yeah.
That might
Have you
be-
ever? Can I ask you another question?
Yeah, go.
This is becoming my podcast now.
Yeah, it is.
Have you ever like? Because this is a very cozy like a corner, right? Have you ever had to kick out like any like homeless guy or whatever to to be here? Because this would be my joint if I'm like if I live on the street.
Well, if anyone's ever wondering where William went,
yeah, you can find me here.
yeah, okay. Technically, yes.
This is a pretty cozy, corner.
It was a guy that was just kind of standing here doing nothing.
Right.
And I think he was off his head, smacked out or something. And he was just standing here doing nothing. He wasn't sleeping, just standing. And I was like, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry to do this, but I'm about to set up some audio equipment here, and you don't mind moving for me at all, do you? And he was like, yeah, no, sure, man. And he went over there.
Standing over there.
Yeah, he just stood over there. Yeah, so,
Right.
But yeah, I'm going to be mindful now that you've found the potential next.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, the chair, and I'll set up my joint here.
Yeah, you just tell the Centrelink to send your mail to Culture Kings, and you'll pick it up
Culture
there.
King. So this is the back door of the Culture King.
Yeah, this is a fire escape, which for me
From
is
Culture King.
Yeah, I think so.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So if the place catches fire,
Well,
Yeah.
this podcast is gonna. Yeah, this is gonna.
there's- I
It's
mean,
gonna be good.
yeah. But we digress a little bit because I want you to introduce yourself a little bit to
Right.
the audience that isn't sort of used to, doesn't know you. There's going to be people listening to this that don't know who you are.
Yeah. Yeah.
So let's go back to you.
Yeah.
Where do you start?
Where do you start? I don't know.
My name's William.
Well, I'm William, and I do comedy. I'm a comedian. I don't like to tell people I'm a comedian, but
Why not? What do you like to tell people?
I just tell them. They're like, "What do you do?" I'm like, I don't know. I have my own business or whatever.
I'm an entrepreneur.
I'm an entrepreneur. Not like entrepreneur. I'm like self-employed.
What do you sell?
I
Jokes?
just self-employed because it's like you tell them they want you to be funny, right?
Yeah,
Like
say something funny.
accepting something funny and stuff. It's like comedians are miserable in real life. I feel like.
Okay, yeah. I've heard. But every
lot.
time I catch up with you guys, it's always funny and good laughs.
Oh really?
I see more miserable people walking through the CBD wearing suits going to their day jobs.
Yeah,
That's the
But
truth.
they look good though. If you tell me this is gonna be awesome, I'll wear my best outfit. This is my audio only outfit.
Oh, okay. Oh, do you have what would you have worn if you came here knowing that we were going to shoot video? I should have prepped you for that.
Probably something similar, but maybe clean. Maybe I'll wash it.
Yeah.
I'll wash it. I'll wear
You'll
different
wash
socks. I'll wear different socks.
I like those socks.
It's my cat.
I'm going to have to pan down to those socks.
Yeah, get a shot of those socks.
Yeah.
It's, I got a cat, so we got the cat socks. All right, we'll derailed a little bit. Again.
No.
So so I'm a comedian, and I'm from China. I've been doing comedy for 6 years this year.
6 years.
I think it's about 6 years, and I started just before like pandemic, like your podcast, I think.
Yeah.
I started before the pandemic, and then pandemic hits. I was in Brisbane.
Yeah, you were in Brisbane, Vegas.
Vegas, yeah.
So you moved
love
from
it.
China to Brisbane.
Brisbane, Gold Coast, actually.
Gold Coast.
Gold Coast first.
Typical
and then-
Asian thing to do.
And then, why?
Am I-
Because they have like casinos there.
Am I allowed to appropriate? I'm not.
Yeah. You can say anything. You're not white, right? You're like,
No, I'm not.
Yeah,
I
so-
was called Caucasian the other day. I'll take whatever that is.
yeah, you're like. If you didn't tell me your name or where you're from, I'd put you in that category.
Yeah,
I think.
Caucasian.
Because you're like fair skin, right? Are you
Yeah.
fair skin for
Yeah.
Venezuela?
Yeah. I'm a white Venezuelan. Yeah, there's dark Venezuelans.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like
There's
how dark?
black-
Like how
well, there's,
dark?
There's black Venezuelans.
They're black. Okay.
Yeah. So and then pretty much every shade in between.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Then how do you keep them segregated?
That's a good question.
But don't you guys like mix together? They like became like one color. That's
Yeah.
the thing I don't understand. Like
I think that's why the women are so beautiful there because
Right.
they've got a little bit of
Yeah, so
salt,
you got a little bit of
pepper.
everything.
Yeah.
like in China we just have like one color, but we had like darker skinned people and fair skinned people. But then now it's all became like one color.
I think you have some darker Chinese people and
Yeah,
some
yeah.
lighter Chinese people.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we're like not that different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you've been mixing longer than
Yeah.
Venezuelans.
We mix them up.
Yeah.
So we all look the same. So there's no.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think Chinese people are good looking. Actually, I think you're good looking.
Okay,
Just saying.
So this is getting
This is getting
good.
awkward.
This is getting good. You reckon?
Like
You
I
reckon?
think
It's hard to tell.
I think you're handsome for a Chinese man. Yeah,
Now you put it that way.
Yeah,
That's-
yeah, yeah.
That sounds bad.
I love it.
You're handsome for a Chinese. Yeah.
You know what I really love? The way that comedians scrutinize every word and sentence structures like
Right.
that.
Oh.
It's like the way that you say something is so important in comedy, and you just proved it to me there. That the way I delivered
The way you delivered it is
the
racist.
second time.
The first time is racist. The second time is worse. It's like you find a way to make it worse.
That's so typical of people these days. They can't take a compliment. They can't look,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
they have to look past and
True.
find.
But like I can't take a compliment. I think that's a Chinese thing because people never give you a compliment, right? It's we
it?
always It's you growing up like your school like teachers allowed to hit children like, in China when I was
Really?
growing up. Yeah.
Awesome.
So it's good. Yeah. That's why.
Sometimes I need it.
That's how you get great grades. Right?
Yeah.
So they're allowed to hit children when I was growing up, and then parents like they're also pretty harsh. So you don't hear compliments.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's interesting, actually. I like that. That's
That's the Western culture thing. Like we're going like as a two direction. We're going to the negative route, right?
Yeah.
Like we're just like, okay, so you beat the shit out of them, you
Yeah.
beat the good out of them, but then you go like here, it's like you give them the positive energy, and then things will like. Then you're trying to get the positive
yeah.
out
okay.
of the positive. So
I've tried to give some compliments to some Chinese people before.
we're like, no,
and they just go, hmm.
they go, this guy is trying to fuck me for sure.
They're like, is this guy going to hit me next?
No, seriously. I had this like joke or something before.
Yeah.
Just saying like, because we don't say I love you like in.
You don't?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. You don't say I love you. I don't think my parents ever said that. But they love because they bought me my house. I think that's like I love you.
I think most Aussie kids would take that.
They're like nah. It's a trade-off, right?
What do you think, people listening? Would you rather your parents never tell you that they love you and buy you a house, or tell you that they love you and hug you and cuddle you and caress you and whatever, but leave you broke with debt?
Yeah, no, but they still give like don't you think like Aussie parents they'll pay for their whatever like stuff they'll pay for
Yeah,
for their
Aussie
stuff,
parents
right?
are-
Yeah, they'll do it.
Depends where you grow up.
Yeah, sometimes you hear like I have like Aussie friends, and they talk to I was talking to them, and they said their parents sell their car to them. Like they'll just go, oh, they want to buy a car, and then they're like, okay, you can buy my car, and you pay this much, and then. And I'm like, that's unbelievable.
Isn't that the car that you've been driving me around in the whole time? Like, I know what's wrong with it.
It's a piece of shit, and he's trying to sell it to your kid.
I know that you double clutched that thing. I know how much it was for the last time you got it serviced, you tight ass. Yeah. No, it's weird.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people around here.
Yeah, there is. We're getting a lot of photos taken, Feel free to come up and just like take photos with us.
But you should get like more chairs here and like
should have like an audience,
live audience.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah,
that's a good idea. But yeah, we did and I love the way that this conversation is flowing so naturally. But you were introducing yourself, and what have we learned about you so far is that you're Chinese Australian. You moved to Brisbane. That your parents never told you that they loved you and they bought you a house.
Yeah.
So you were talking to me about, we were talking about compliments. I gave you one. You rejected it. Thank you very much. That's the last time I've ever given you a compliment. and then,
what should I do? Like, what should I do? What will be the appropriate reaction?
You just go, thank you.
But then I feel like, that's a little like,
it's a bit cliche. You're right. You don't need to.
But
do
then,
anything.
what would you do? Like, what would you do? Because every time when people say that to me, I just feel like I feel uncomfortable. But I just can't get over that. I'm like if I do a show and then they're like, "Oh, good show, you're really funny." I'm like, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. Well, I realised I was the same. If anyone ever gave me a compliment, I would get awkward too. But I've just learned to say, to sort of empathise with the person that's giving it to me and going, oh, okay, it took them a lot of courage to say that. So I'm just going to say thank you, appreciate that.
Yeah, right.
Because it takes a bit of balls to walk up to someone and go, hey, I think you're really funny, or I think you're handsome. No one does that.
yeah, exactly.
Because it's hard.
Really?
Yeah,
okay.
because people find, I'm putting myself out there. What if this person doesn't like me? What if they reject me?
Right.
So, hey, I just want you to know that you're really funny. That takes a bit of courage to get to that spot. So I always say, hey, thank you. Thanks for letting me know. Thanks that you said that. More out of respect to you for having the balls to come up and give someone else a compliment. You know what I mean?
That's a great way to take it.
Yeah, well, that sort of takes it off me and puts it back onto them. And that's the easiest way to deal with a compliment.
Like a mind Jedi trick.
Yes, it's a Jedi trick.
Right.
I learned it from Obi-Wan.
Because I think I'm... yeah. Learn how to take compliments, and I don't know, because I think maybe I'm too cynical, or like when people say that, I'm like, what do you want? Like, what's there to you? Why do you want to say that to me?
Yeah. What are you trying to get out of me?
What are you trying to? You're trying to.
My parents aren't buying you a house.
You're funny. You're funnier than me. Have you tried comedy? Have you done comedy?
No, I could never do that. As I told on the Stephen Bradshaw episode, I peed myself on stage once and I've got PTSD.
No, from comedy.
No, I was in a choir.
You were in a choir?
Yeah, I was in a choir. Anyone, you have to go back and listen to episode 48 if you want to know that story, or 47.
47.
Yeah, if you want that story. But yeah, it's I just actually I think comedians are the bravest. Fucking, it's the bravest art form of all. Like, to put yourself out there like that, and I don't know if... Yeah, I think I could do it one day, but no, I haven't tried it.
Yeah. But this is, also cool. You just interview, you just talk to comedians.
Fun. Yeah. This is fun.
Yeah.
And I don't have to be, live in person dealing with hecklers. Yeah. I mean...
Well, maybe you can... Yeah.
No, that's cool. Yeah, no, it's great. So, hello.
I'm a homeless person in here.
Oh, yeah?
I thought I'd just walk past it.
Oh, hello. Well, thank you for saying hi. Yeah.
If you've ever want a question on the way out.
For sure. Feel free to come past, say hi anytime. I love that. I love that about Melbourne.
That's very nice.
Yeah. So that's all. Back to you. What I learned about you so far. But then you said something interesting about getting smacked at school.
Yeah.
Did you ever get smacked at school?
Yeah, all the time. Yeah.
Okay. That's no surprise. Did you? And you said something about good grades. So they smack you so you get good grades. Did you get good grades?
You either get good grades or they just destroy you. And then you became a junkie.
Okay. And then, you know, back to that sort of cultural appropriation angle that we were taking, it's like, yeah, I mean, you don't see many sort of Chinese comedians, right? Is it because we're in Australia and there's not a lot of Chinese comedians,
Yeah.
or is it because comedy's not a big art form in China? Like, what is it?
Oh, well, yeah, this is interesting. So, comedy is like a new thing, right? Like relatively new. When we talk about comedy, it's maybe like it's from I don't know, America, or like, you know, you say like maybe 80 years old or something like that.
Yeah, let's say
Right?
100
like 100 years.
years.
Yeah, but we had like, you know, it's like a humor performance before, like, you know, 1,000 years ago, and it's a different art form. It's called crosstalk. I don't know, have you ever heard of it? It's just like two people on stage, they just talk to each other, and then there's one person be funny. It's like I don't know what you call it, like a
Kind of like a
two people podcast live on
Play,
stage.
yeah.
But it's not like a play, but they're telling jokes. They're telling jokes, and then they
is
just
it live?
yeah, it's a lot. Well, it's just
not
like
scripted.
comedy. It's like a stand-up comedy, but two people on stage, and then one person's the funny one, and the other person's like you set up.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So that's like, it's called 相声. Like any Chinese listening, this is like, yeah, it's just, like, they
相声.
know 相声. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's like old back, like, you know.
Oh, so that's
So-
like
and
the
now
original form of comedy.
Well, I don't know if it's original, but it's like, yeah, it's the original form of Chinese comedy, right?
Do you think Indigenous people maybe had their own form of comedy? Indigenous Australians?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, they tell
Sure.
jokes and stuff.
Yeah, I wonder how old comedy really is now, thinking of it. Because I think that's a form of comedy. Like, that is.
Yeah, then you have a live audience. They sit there and then they watch you. You're on stage. You're doing this thing. So that's been going for, I don't know how long. It's like, you know, like hundreds and thousands years. And then
And is it still going?
yeah, it's still going. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's still pretty popular. And people still go to. It's like comedy show in China. That's where we go to. And then now they have the new Western form of comedy,
Right,
which is like one person
to the crowd.
and then
Yeah.
yeah. And the setup is a little bit different because this is like more personal. When you do like the modern comedy, right? It's the setup is more personal. You're trying to be like, you tell real stories and you just make it funny or whatever. But
Yeah.
then opposed to like joke, right?
Yeah,
It used to be joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, yeah, it's cool. And so, I mean, how old were you when you came to Australia?
Like, I don't know, 8 years ago. How old? 22?
22.
No, wait, I'm 32. So,
24.
24.
Maths. Aren't you supposed to be good at
I know. I was actually pretty good at math. So after I came to Australia, like, this is all just gone. It's gone.
Yeah, we beat some bogan into you. The maths goes.
Math goes, and then now I can't eat spicy. Now I can't do. This is real. For real, I can't eat spicy food. I can't do math.
Yeah, I want to get into like the funny quirks of Australian culture that you think, but I still want to touch back on that kind of I want to touch back onto that form of comedy. Like, so you came here 8 years ago. Did you always want to get into comedy? Or did that art form from back home inspire you in some way? Was there a point where you were at home and you said to your parents, were like, well, all right, William, what do you want to be when you grow up? And you were like, I want to do...
Yeah, to do the
Yep.
crosstalk.
Yeah, crosstalk.
Yeah, crosstalk. I don't know. I'm always like the funny one
In the family.
Yeah, in the well, it's only me, my parents. Like,
Yeah.
it's one child. Right?
Yeah.
I think
you were the funny one.
I'm the funny one out of the three because they're busy fighting, getting divorced. So I'm like, hey, what's going on, guys? That's I think that's one of the reasons, like talking about like how people become comedians, right? Like it's always, you can trace back to their childhood or whatever. Like you always gotta have some trauma or something happened. Yeah, it's not like trauma. I think I have a pretty like, not like a rough childhood, but like they just got divorced early, and that was like, 20 years ago in China, and that we were very conservative back then.
Yeah,
and,
right.
They were like one of the first ones. They're like, before it's popular, so they did that.
They
and
made the
then
records.
They made the records because like I think they're one of the first ones. Nobody that we know, and they got divorced, and they're like, So and there's just like a lot of fighting. I can't remember, but then I'm like, you gotta be the funny kid, right? You just like, oh, okay, I'll do this. I'll do an impression of this. I remember I used to do this like impression of an old lady, like my grandma, an old lady, like old man, and then they just laugh and I'm like, oh yeah, you know, now they're not fighting, and it's like it kind of like that's like mechanism built in your brain. It's like rewards, and you do this, you get the rewards. The rewards is they're not, you know, you bring joy to kind of like in this chaos, and then that's just like it's sort of like early on, and then you do, okay, I gotta do this. It's not for me, it's like it's for like people around you. So, and that's one of the things, but I never thought to do comedy, like really. I just like, just trying to be funny and real person. And then I came here. I was in Gold Coast. And that's where I studied, in Gold Coast.
Where'd you study?
Construction.
Okay.
Yeah, construction management, estimating, and all that stuff. That's to get a visa, get a PR in Australia. It's our little trick. 'Cause you got to do that. You can't just come over here and you like get a job. We have to pay a lot of money to sort of get a PR. Yeah, but like I came here and then do you know Fat Pizza?
Yeah,
is that a
love
TV
Fat
show?
Pizza.
You love Fat Pizza?
Yeah, Fat Pizza was funny as hell, bro.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
I've never watched it, but I went to one of those gigs, like they run comedy gigs
Oh,
there,
do
and then
they?
one of the
On the
guys,
Gold Coast?
yeah, base comedy, I think it's called, and they run a comedy show
Sweet.
there, and then I went there, and then one of those guys from the show, and he was I don't know, never watched the show, I don't know who that is, but it wasn't funny.
He wasn't?
Like, it was just like, it was just like famous person, I guess.
Right.
He's pretty cool. He's got a cane, like with who's like he's got a cane, and then walking with the cane, and then just fancy clothes, and
Nice.
then like trying to tell jokes, but like it wasn't funny. And I was watching, I was like, I can do this.
You could do better than that.
Yeah. I think that's the thing. You gotta watch the worst to be like, okay, if he's doing this, like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna do this.
That's interesting. Shout out to Fat Pizza. You know, actually,
I mean, I'm sure it's a good show, but
it was funny at the time. I don't know what now. You know, like when you put on an old video and you used to love this show, but now it's like, I don't really love it anymore. It's not funny like it used to be. Maybe it's like that now. I don't know. But back at the time, it was a really admired show because it was kind of funny, the way they scripted things.
Right.
And it was done on a shoestring budget. You know, it was just basically three dudes with a handy cam. That had managed to put on a TV show, you know.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So that's where I got my inspiration. I was like, I gotta give it a
That's
try.
so random, bro. That's
Yeah.
so random to get your inspiration from that. Like
Fat
a
Pizza.
Chinese guy moves to the Gold Coast and gets inspired by Fat Pizza. to do comedy.
Like that's pretty
it.
random.
Yeah, I thought I heard everything, and then that. But yeah, okay. so you came here to study construction, get your PR, and then you were like, I could do better than that. I think I'll take up stand-up comedy.
I mean, I didn't think like I could be better than that, but I thought, like you don't have to be that funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's like you always think you're like, oh, they're like so funny. How do you be that funny? And then you just watch someone going like, oh, I'm just talking. They're just a famous person just shooting shit, and you're like, yeah, it's like, all right, well, maybe one day I can do that.
Yeah. And so how long was it between watching Fat Pizza and doing your first gig?
Oh yeah, a long time. Yeah. Right. You talk to enough comedians, know, right? Like they just kind of like put it off and a little bit, and then you're like, oh, I'll write some jokes. I'll figure it out. Because the first one is always the hardest one. Once you get over that, it's like because all the fear and the
Anticipation
build up in your head, and you're like, this is You get over that one, you're like, oh, nobody gives a fuck, right? Because you do it in an open mic. You got to start at an open mic, and I started in Brisbane, so I moved to Brisbane, and I started there. I did my first gig, and it's just in a German beer cafe, and it's fucking like nobody's listening. They have like 50 cents win on Wednesday, I think that was the deal, and everybody's
50
there.
cent what?
Wings.
Oh,
Yeah.
wing. Oh, yes. There's a shop around the corner from my house that does 50-cent wings.
Right. Yeah.
Awesome.
So people there for the wins. And
Yeah.
they couldn't sit further away from the stage. It's like everyone is at the back eating wins, and then we're like, three people there just telling jokes, and yeah. So you did that. That's that, and then you get over it.
So that was your first gig at the Wings, at the
Wins.
Wings night.
I think, I can't remember. It's a German place.
Yeah.
In Brisbane.
Yeah. Okay. Brisbane's a tough crowd, you know. Like I think Brisbane's a very white city. Like it'd be a interesting market for a Chinese person to try and break into.
Yeah. It's interesting.
Like
that
Melbourne, you'll probably have more.
Yeah. You said it's a tough city, like a tough crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brisbane is known for like its hardest
Really?
to do comedy. So it's like, and then all the comedians, they came out from Brisbane.
Because they're not funny, they're just drunk bogans.
yeah, but then they're tough. So it's like you gotta say like a training, you just put on extra weight. So when you train in Brisbane, and once you finish and then you go out, you're like, whew, like it's so easy. Comedy is so easy. So when we do it in Brisbane, and if you can like be good in Brisbane, it just means like, oh, your jokes are sharp.
Okay.
And then
yes.
And
I like that.
Yeah, if you get them, and then like in Melbourne, you're like, this is fucking like
easy.
I'm killing it.
Yeah. I'm a god.
Yeah, I'm a comedy god. So that's I think that helped a little bit. But it's like, you know, if you can get, but also that's like you're just starting from the worst. You're starting from the bottom of the bottom, right? So
Yeah, the bottom, the toughest.
the bottom, the toughest. Yeah.
So you survived Brizzy.
Well, I didn't. I escaped.
Yeah, okay, you didn't survive.
Crazy. But yeah. But Melbourne is like better opportunity, like you said. There's a lot of Asian people here.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And we have a bit more of the arts culture here, so people want to go and see things like comedy. They're not going to, like, they're going to go to the Comics Lounge and catch you there. They're not necessarily going to go to a pub to get wings.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, right. So they're there for comedy, and then
Dude, I think
you're
comedians
so
have got it so tough. Hey, like, yeah, we do a comedy night. Come along on Wednesday night. Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah. You rock up and you're like, everyone's watching the fucking NRL and the rugby. And
that's all the gigs in Brisbane. It's just like footies. Like they don't turn off the TV. They like they leave the TV on. I've done a gig. There's like a projector just behind me. Like the footy was on.
It's on top of you.
People were just watching. I'm like, oh, they're watching. You turn around and just watching footies, and then like horse racing, and then, you know, like that's like a standard. And then sometimes you have like pool table, and they don't shut the pool table. So like in the middle of you telling a joke, they go like,
right.
It's brutal.
But there's something about it that kept you coming back.
The comedy, yeah. Once you've done it, and then once you're like, oh, you get a laugh, you go, fuck, this is, you know.
So you managed to get laughs.
Yeah, that's crazy, right?
That is crazy.
I think I'm like,
it's not that I'm saying you're not funny. I'm just saying, like, it's in an audience that's not there.
In an audience that's not there, yes. And you have to have something special, I guess.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm like good from the beginning. So that's why I like just kept going. Because if you're really bad, like in Brisbane, you just can't survive. Because the environment is like, oh, people eating 50 cents chicken wing, and then the horse is on, the footy is on, and then you're there at the corner and like nobody paying attention, and then you just get their attention. You have to be like, hey, what the fuck is going on, guys? And they're like, oh yeah, what's good? And then you go, hey, what about this? What about that? And then they go, oh, okay, and then they'll laugh a little, and then you're like, okay, you got to do that. You have to be like weird or whatever, like. You gotta have something, and when they listen to you, they're like, "Okay, I'll pay attention." Yeah. So if you don't have that, like a lot of comedians start in Brisbane, I think it's like quickly you just disappear. Right?
Yeah.
So they'll do a couple of gigs, and then they're like, "This is
done.
Brutal. I'm done."
Yeah.
But like in Melbourne, it'll be different. I think.
Also very famous for the street art.
They're like very supportive.
Yeah.
Like we're living in his world right now.
Yeah. Should we should do Sorry, it's because you said Melbourne, and he was like, Melbourne's also very free. And I was like, what are we talking? Are we talking about comedy, or are we talking about street art? But
Let's go.
but yeah, no, I think that's super interesting. And for me, that says that you're. I don't know what that says about you, actually, William. I don't think I've worked you out just yet. You know?
Right,
Like
really?
yeah. I'm still kind of learning to get to know you, and but what it says so far is that obviously you've got to be good at comedy, like somewhat good, as you said. You've got to be somewhat good in Brisbane, but there's got to be a level of resilience, like that you decided at some point that you were going to be like, I like this comedy shit, and I'm just going to keep coming back.
Yeah,
Because like
yeah.
a stubbornness of some sort. What do you think? Would you call it a stubbornness?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I guess the resilient and stubborn.
Because I mean, you had a tough crowd growing up. You know, mum and dad were fighting. You know.
They're gonna try to get them. Gonna be like,
So you've
they're
been
like, this
trained.
bit is not working. Come on, you gotta be funnier than this. Otherwise, we're getting a divorce. Come on. The paper is here. We're gonna sign it. I'm like, all right. It's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
But yeah. That's that kind of environment. But like, I don't know. I don't think you have to be like funny, as in like, oh, this person is so funny. You just have to be like, when the crowd is not paying attention, you have to be like, what's that word?
Charismatic.
Charismatic, and
Or
then
captivating?
Captivating. That's
Yeah, you have to
right?
find a way to captivate them.
Yeah. You don't have to be like funny, because funny is a different thing. Like when they're paying attention, then you're like funny,
Okay,
and
now
then,
I've got to be funny.
and then they know, oh, this guy, because they're listening, so they know you're funny. But then if they're not listening, it doesn't matter if you're the funniest person in the world, right? But then you just gotta get them.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. No,
Like-
that's interesting. There's two different things that you're required to do. First, you've got to get their attention.
You gotta get their attention, and then
Then you-
capture their attention for like whatever 3 minutes, or which is like when you first started, that's like the hardest thing to do for like 3 minutes. Then you're like, fuck, like how do I get their attention for 3 minutes? Like when they're just having beer and chicken wings and watching footies, and how do I do that? Like how do you compete with
Yeah,
that?
How do you compete with chicken wings?
Yeah. How do you compete with that?
I reckon you've been, like you said, I reckon you've been trained from the beginning. Like,
Trained
you
from
know,
the beginning.
you had two parents that were obviously going through tough times together, that were arguing and as you put it, fighting. I grew up in a household like that. And I just used to run away. I just used to run.
Right.
Yeah. Like,
Okay.
there
But you
was
got brothers and sisters?
Yeah, I had an older brother.
Yeah.
I don't know what he
and
did.
You just leave it to him. Is he a comedian?
No.
Uh,
No.
Okay.
We were all kind of a little bit humorous, I'd say.
Right.
That's a typical Venezuelan trait. That you're a
okay.
little bit, you know, you look on the bright side of life, you're a little humorous.
Yeah.
Humor is a part of Venezuelan life. But yeah, I just used to go to the neighbour's house. Like, I
Oh.
was like 6 years old. I just used to
Oh,
rock up
really?
there, and the neighbour was like, "What are you doing here?" And he'd be like, "What are your parents doing?" I'd be like, "Fighting." And he'd just laugh.
Right.
And I was like, "Why are you laughing?" That's not funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I learned how to accidentally be funny, whereas you knew that you could distract them, those two,
Distracted.
distract them from their worries
Yeah.
by being somewhat humorous.
Yeah.
You were born for this shit, basically, is what I'm trying to say.
No, I wasn't born. I was trained for this shit.
Yeah. And didn't, because I was going to ask before, did you sort of say to your parents, yeah, I want to be a comedian at some point?
Oh, I told them I want to be a magician. Like, I remember there was a period of time I was going to be a magician.
Really?
Yeah. I
you
was
kidding?
quite into it. No.
Like, you know.
like in my teens. Yeah. No, yeah. You pull
Where's
it.
that tissue you gave me before?
That's I was gonna do that for a while, and you know, she I think she's pretty open-minded. My mom.
Is she?
She's pretty open-minded.
Really?
I told her I want to be a magician, and she's like, oh, all right, well, you know, I don't think you can make it, but you can do it. Because those are like you can't just. I don't know, in China maybe like you can't just like go like, oh, I want to be a magician. I want to be a I do crosstalk, like 相声, the thing. It's like it's a trade. You have to go study like a apprenticeship, and they have a whole system for it.
You got to study an apprenticeship for that?
Yeah, they have a whole system. You just send your kids there. Like people, like they started like when they're
kidding.
6, 7. Yeah. Then you just send them away, and
I'm
then
an apprentice crosstalker.
apprentice. Yeah. You have to like they start like when they're 6 or 7, and then they go live in the school, and then you just grow up with this like a
that's
school
your
full
trade.
of people. That's your trade. They assign you that.
There's something about that. It feels like it's very, all right, you want to be funny? Great. I'm going to send you to a school.
To learn,
Yeah, to learn how to be
Usually
funny.
it's like a family business, right? Like your parents and your father, your grandfather, they've done this, and then
Right, okay. Yeah, so you know what you're doing.
you know what
You've
you're doing,
grown
right?
up
Yeah.
in the trade.
Like magic is kind of like the similar. But if your parents are doing that, maybe they'll just kind of teach you that. But but I did. I just couldn't. I couldn't do it. I mean, I was pretty good too. Like, but I couldn't do it because it's like the whole thing is like, oh, I'm smarter than you, right? Like magic, it's like, oh, hey, look at this, and then you basically just saying like, you're lying to them, right? You're like, oh, I don't know what is your card, and you pick a random card, right? And then I just feel stupid. I'm like, obviously I know, but then like and then I'm trying to make it funny, and then they're like, this guy he doesn't know how to do magic tricks. I'll fail like on purpose. I'll fail the trick, and then I was like, this is funny if I fail this. And they're like, ooh, they don't like it. Yeah?
So
The moment like you go ta-da,
you
I can't do that. I was like, that's just.
yeah, you got into comedy from being a failed magician. Is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, I failed it on purpose. I failed it on purpose.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you always wanted to be a comedian by the sounds of it.
Yeah, by the
You were
sound of
halfway through your magic trick, and you were like, "Wait a second."
How can I make this funny?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait
Like
a
I
second.
said, you were born for this shit.
Wait a second. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I did
This is
that.
going to be boring. Like, I might guess the right card,
Yeah.
but it's not going to be funny.
Yeah. But exactly. It was like, it's not gonna be funny, guys. Like, what are you gaining from this? Like, so, you didn't learn anything. You didn't laugh. Like, and I don't feel good for fooling you. And
Yeah. Yeah, I
so
just lied to you
why-
for 5 minutes.
Yeah. Why am I doing this?
Yeah.
So.
I didn't saw that woman in half. Like,
Yeah, I'm not that good. I haven't haven't got there yet. Yeah.
That's funny. So, yeah. And then 6 years in comedy. Fuck, 6 years, bro. That's a pain. Because I was going through your Instagram before, right?
Yeah.
And then I noticed that you were starting to get, like, there were some holiday snaps from some time that you spent in Queensland. You like the beach, obviously. You're a bit Aussie like that.
Right.
I'll give that.
Yeah.
And then suddenly you start posting stuff about stand-up.
Stand up. Yeah.
And so, okay, cool. Yeah, I see where this kind of looks like it got started. And then looked like you were getting right into it. And then there wasn't a post for a whole year from like some part in 2020 to 2021 where you were like, I'm really looking forward to going overseas again.
Yeah. No, that's pandemic, right?
The black hole
Yeah.
of people's social media.
Yeah. I was about to give up. Like I didn't want to, because it's hard to do it. So I started 2000. When did
20?
COVID 20?
Yeah,
Like
I reckon you started
19?
2020.
20. I think I started like early 2019, like
Yeah,
my
okay.
first couple of gigs, and then I did a couple. It's hard to get gigs in Brisbane too at the time.
Yeah,
Not
okay.
many gigs, and then you did that, and then COVID happened, and then just no gigs.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just looking at the
Yeah.
time down here.
Oh yeah,
Because I just got to make sure that it's still recording sometimes. But yeah, and so
then you just stopped for like a year or something.
so what
and
did you
then
do in that year? Because it's like a bit of a Bermuda Triangle in your social media account.
Really?
It's like, okay, something happened in a year and then he came back. It's like you
Nothing.
were abducted by aliens.
Didn't do anything. Just stayed at home and played badminton. And,
Badminton.
exercise and do that. Yeah, that's like my happiest like years compared to all the when I'm doing comedy, because there's no pressure and you just do whatever you want to do. You eat healthy and you go exercise. When you do this, it's like it's not a healthy lifestyle. right? You know that it's
Is
like
it?
yeah, because you can't go to sleep at night, right? So you perform and then you go home, you're just tired, and then you're tired and then you're excited. Like that's just it's crazy because your brain is like, oh, like
You're
fuck,
wired.
fuck yeah, man.
Yeah,
and
I gotta laugh.
But then your body is like so tired because you like performed. It's like 10 minutes on stage. It's kind of like a long time. The
Yeah.
pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The adrenaline.
Yeah, the adrenaline. Yeah, and then you get tired, but then your brain it's still like awake,
Yeah. Okay. Even after you drive home,
so you can't go to sleep.
in the shower.
Yeah.
You know, have a cup of tea.
Yeah.
And you're thinking about that person.
That's
in the front
that
row
stuff.
that
Yeah,
laughed.
and
That person in the front row that choked on a chicken wing. The joke was so good. Their friends had to smash a chicken wing.
Smack
out of
his
it.
head. Yeah.
Yeah, you ever made anyone choke on a chicken wing?
No.
That'd be good. That'd go viral. Yeah. We should have brought chicken wings here today. We should get Uber Eats. Should I order us some chicken wings on Uber? I feel like we need chicken wings now. Every time I look at you or think about you, I'm just going to
50
think chicken.
cents chicken wings.
Yeah, 50 cent chicken wings. That should be the name of your next show.
That's actually a good idea. Yeah, I'm actually looking for show names for the next show. It's just
Cent
the hardest
chicken
thing to
wings.
do. I think that's just come up with the title, like a good title.
What's the one that you're doing at the moment?
Oh, it's got favorite only child. That's
Favorite
like last
only
year's. Yeah. So that's a good title. That's
Yeah.
like I think it's cool and it tells people because you just want people to know who you are, right? Like,
Instantly.
it's a Chinese guy. It's a favorite only child.
Yeah.
Only child and stuff. So yeah, it's like the show has nothing to do with the title though. It's just like
It's just a
Just a
catchy
cool,
title.
catchy title and-
that's why 50 cent chicken wings might work.
50 cents chicken wing. Yeah, I started started 50 cents chicken wing.
And so, like, when did you move to Melbourne then? I'm curious. Like, and why?
2 years ago, I think. Yeah, I've been. this is my-
2022.
Yeah, 2022. Yeah, I moved here with my partner. So I moved from Brisbane and she moved from Adelaide.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, had you guys met already before then?
We met in Brisbane. It's like
What's her name?
online dating. Ella.
Ella?
Her English name is Ella. She's from Malaysia, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What does she do?
She's a doctor.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Just to please my parents, I gotta make them happy.
okay.
So,
Ta-da!
there you go. You want a doctor?
Yeah, you got a doctor.
You got a doctor. Yeah.
Very good, very good. Does she play the piano? One of you has to.
I think she used to. Yeah. One of you has to. Yeah, she plays piano. I play violin. And we do math homework at night instead of having sex. Just come on the paper with all the correct answers. Oh, you got it right again.
Oh god! And so, how did you meet? I mean, I'm curious.
Oh, we met on the dating apps.
Oh, really? You do
Yeah.
dating apps?
Yeah.
Fucking swiping.
Yeah,
and
we
you finally
do
landed on one?
that. Yeah, we met. I can't remember though because I was on a bunch, and then she was also So she came to Brisbane and for 3 days I think we met on the last day, and then we're just like, oh yeah, like she's cool.
Shout out to Ella, the
Yep.
smart one in the family.
The smart one. No, I'm the smart one.
Yeah.
I got her.
Yeah. And so, like, what was it about her, like, that drew you? Because you've come all the way from China to Australia. You've landed on the Gold Coast.
Yeah,
Pretty Aussie place.
Yeah,
Yeah, pretty wide.
pretty good. I moved from Gold Coast to Brisbane to Melbourne. It just keeps getting shittier.
You started doing comedy in Brisbane. Tough crowd. You know what I'm learning about you, actually, William, is that you don't like convention isn't like, you're not happy with conventional lifestyle.
Right. Oh yeah. You're
I
pretty
think you
good.
like fucking doing things the hard way.
Yeah. Oh, you're
Yeah.
pretty good with this stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's me. I don't like I don't do the stuff like like most Chinese people do, and used to something different.
Yeah.
Right?
And not
fun.
easy too. You're
No,
like,
easy.
what's the hardest?
What's the
possible thing I
hardest?
can do?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
right. I can meet a woman that lives 2 states away.
yeah,
And get
and
into a
and we do-
relationship.
yeah, and then we do long distance, and that's fun.
Cool. So you were like, all right, what's halfway between Adelaide and Brisbane? Melbourne. Not really, but kind of.
Yeah, for comedy it's better, right?
Yeah.
And she's got a job here. and-
People get sick here as well. You know, as a doctor, there'll be a career for it
a
here
big
too.
career. yeah.
It wouldn't be a tough choice. And where do you guys live?
Live in like units 3, 18.
Not what's your address. That's one of those lost in translation things.
Footscray.
Footscray. There you go.
Yeah.
Yes.
West. We're in the west.
Oh, Westies.
Where are you?
I'm in Ascot Vale.
Oh, that's the nice place.
That's
Ascoville is in the west, right?
Inner northwest.
Northwest. That's the rich suburb.
It's fairly rich.
Yeah. Oh, it is rich. I've been there.
Yeah. I don't live in a rich part of Ascot.
All right. Really?
I live in the Hosier Lane part of Ascot Vale.
Right. It's called Footscray.
It's just on the other side of the Melbourne River. Yeah.
Yeah. Remember? Yeah. We live in when we first came here, Footscray, and then now we're in Kingsville. It's like next to Footscray. Yeah.
It's
But,
got a
but
fancy
nobody
name.
knows. Yeah. Nobody knows that.
Fancy Footscray.
Is it? Yeah. Kinda. Yeah. Better. I think it's better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Footscray is great.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. And so Ella, does she? You know, what does she think of your comedy career? Be honest.
She's yeah. Yeah, Ella, what do you think? Be honest. I want to know.
I saw a guy with a tattoo yesterday that said "Be honest." It was tattooed to him. Right here.
It's like reminding
I was like,
him.
bro.
It's like I need to see this every day.
He's a recruiter. I was like, bro, fuck. Please don't tell me that says "Be honest." He's like, all right, the job's actually only worth 80,000. I told you it was 100K. Yeah, we took the piss out of him last night. But yeah, what does she think of you? Like your comedy career, you know? Is she all for it?
Yeah, she's pretty supportive. I'd say.
Does she come
yeah.
to shows?
Yeah, no, I don't want her to come to the
Oh,
shows.
okay.
It's just
That's the boundary that you
that's the
have.
boundary. Yeah, I don't feel comfortable with like my friends. I don't know how other comedians do it. They get like their family and friends to watch them like bombing.
That's I'm
Even if I do
with you
well,
on that one.
Even if I do well, I don't want them to see me.
Yeah.
It's a different. You're not you.
That's your office.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
my office. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like in a professional environment.
Yeah.
Why do you want your friends?
Yeah. But we didn't even cover this at the beginning. Like, are you doing this professionally full time?
Well, I don't make professional money, but like,
Yeah.
but I mean, I have a part-time job, but then like the rest of the time, I'm just doing this.
And what's the goal? Like, tell me, like, what's your vision for this?
Yeah, just to make professional money. Like you can.
So you want to go all the way?
Yeah. There's like, it's hard to make it, right? There's different ways to make it. Right? You go to TV or radio or and then just club comics, like touring and doing your own
Netflix
shows.
specials, I've heard.
Yeah, that's the dream.
That's the dream.
That's the dream. Yeah.
William Wang. William Wang.
William
down. Is that
William
how you
Wang.
pronounce
Yeah, that's the Chinese way to pronounce it.
Wang.
Wang. And then the English name is Wang, right?
Okay. All right. William Wang down under.
But yeah, you guys can say Wang, right? You can.
Okay.
But I can't. I don't know why.
It's because it's spelt with an A, so we always sort of go ah. Yeah.
Wang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's-
That's another thing, right? Wang.
It's pronunciation. Yeah. Wang. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wang. That's a whole other thing. Are we
Yeah.
going to go there? So, yeah, that'd be cool. I could see you on a Netflix special doing like outback kind of adventures.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to the outback? That's what I was going to ask you before. What are like the 3 funniest things that you've sort of discovered about Australian culture and Australiana? Like, what are the things that you get off the plane and you land here and people are going through their day-to-day lives and you look at that one thing and you're like, that's fucking funny.
Oh, that's an interesting question. Yeah. I don't know. I've never thought about that.
Is there something that Aussies
Well, it's
do?
like like when I get off the plane, like here, I was in Gold Coast, and then like I thought that's pretty funny too. Like just the airport is like funny. It's just the way you guys, well, like because you don't I don't know. You don't give a fuck about your infrastructures and stuff. So we got off. I'm like, this is not a. I legit. I thought we're in the wrong airport. I'm like, this is like an emergency landing, right? This is not a real air. Because it's just there's nothing. You get off. It's like a strip mall, and then you get out, and then like that's it. It's a car park. I'm like, there's no security. Like, people fucking. No shoes, like that's another thing.
No shoes.
No shoes.
There you go. That's Gold Coast.
That's Gold Coast, right?
Yeah.
That's only Gold Coast.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's too cold for that.
Yeah.
But like Gold Coast
Too
is
many
like
needles.
you just. Yeah, here too many needles, for sure.
I'm really selling this location. Any future guests that want to come here, it's safe. It's safe. Tell them
Bring
it's
your
safe.
own needles and bring. So that's a funny thing. I think like the it's just the casualness, and then like there's no shoes. I'd be like walking around on the street because it's pretty hot to Gold Coast, right? Like, people are like hot, yeah, hot,
as in like
Like,
temperature hot.
temperature hot, yeah. Well, I mean the people are really hot too, right? And,
Yeah. Oh yeah, there's some hot people there.
and then it's just like concrete floor, like ground burning,
Yeah.
and then there's no just no shoes and walking around. Like,
Yeah. I don't know how they do it.
and then you like sometimes you go out in the middle of the night and you just see like one shoe like in the on the sidewalk, and you're like, what happened here? Like so there's no
Just got too hot to wear shoes.
investigation, like because someone might get murdered and people just walk past, and sometimes you see like I see like baby shoes, like just one baby shoe like somewhere laying in the middle of the street. I'm like, and then people just walk past and go on with their days.
You're like, what? No one's going to pick up that
No
baby
one-
shoe and ask whose babies it
It's
is?
like, yeah, a baby is a shoe, one missing one shoe right now. Like nobody cares. And
Parents, they're like, oh, it's going to grow out of it soon anyway.
it's gonna grow. Yeah, but you know, that's how you know it's a safe city, right? It's like either it's really safe and nobody give a fuck, or it's like it's just
Very
like
dangerous.
New York, like people getting stabbed everywhere,
Yeah.
and nobody cares. And you see one shoe. Yeah.
People are missing shoes. The homicide squad is looking for shoes.
Shouldn't that be a very important clue? Like you go, oh, like, hey, one shoe. I wonder what happened. And then you see blood somewhere, and then nobody cares.
A man contacted police the other day when he found one shoe laying on the road,
Yeah,
on the side of the road.
I might solve a murder. You might solve a murder. You never know.
That's how good movie starts. Good murder movie.
That's most murder movie.
With a
on
shoe.
this side.
What
Yeah.
else? What else is it about Australia? What do you think of our food? What do you think of the food here?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, since we started talking about chicken wings.
Yeah, on the record, I love Australian cuisine.
You do? What is Australian cuisine?
No, I don't. Are you kidding? There's
No one even knows what Australian cuisine is.
If you
the
ask,
best answer I've had
what
so
is-
far is the
yeah.
Bunnings sausage.
The bun is that's exactly I say bun and sausage and sausage roll and
Snag roll.
pie. Right, that's
the meat pie.
That's it.
I had one of those here when I had Joe White on a couple of weeks ago. I was like, oh, by the way, look what I got us. A couple of meat pies. I figured a couple of immigrants, one from Ethiopia, one from Venezuela, should just sit here and eat a meat pie together.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I didn't bring you anything, but
Yeah, but I brought you some.
I
That's
know
fine.
you brought me a coffee. Thank you, Code Black. Hey, this podcast is not sponsored by Code Black Coffee, but thank you, William.
Yeah.
Oh, man, it's so good to have you here. Thanks for taking a risk on me and coming to do this podcast with me. It's so
No, this
random,
is-
isn't it?
This is fun. Yeah, I like. I think this is a great idea. Just to do this in the wild.
In the wild.
In the
In the
wild.
human wild.
In the human wild. I would never do something like this, but good on you.
Well, yeah, I think it's like I was saying on the episode with Steven, I like being out in public. I like doing things out in public.
You like doing things out in public.
Yeah.
Do you go to Nude Beach?
No, I don't actually.
But is that like
I
a
don't want to get
Latino
my sausage
thing?
sunburnt.
But you're wrong. You.
Trust me, I'll burn easily.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. But is that like a South American thing? Do you guys have Nude Beach? Like in Brazil or somewhere?
I'm gonna say people go. No.
No,
I don't think
European's
so.
a European thing.
Yeah.
I guess
Yeah, Europeans take
German.
their tops off.
German.
French.
Oh, French. Yeah.
The French topless.
Top,
Loads of
topless.
topless.
Well, we go topless. I can go topless.
You
but
can
not,
go topless.
But not like we get a
Bottomless.
Yeah. Bottomless is a different.
Yeah.
Different.
I
thing,
saw
yeah.
on your Instagram you're a bit of a beach goer. You like the beach.
Nah. That was when I first came here.
That was just a.
Yeah. That was just just a face, Australian face.
Yeah.
I'm trying to
blend in.
blend in.
Did you try surfing?
Yeah, I did actually.
Tell me about it.
Fuck, it's the worst. We went on a surfing trip to Byron Bay.
You did.
Yeah. In when I was in the uni,
That
it was
would've
like
been
the worst weather, and it was like storm for 3 days, and we couldn't do anything. And on the last day, we went out surfing. There's like been storming for 3 days, and the water is really high, and so there's no wave. Just water all coming down from the river. So it's like they're just pushing out to the ocean. So we got no waves, like small waves. But it's really hard though. You just trying to like paddle out. I couldn't even do that. I remember I made really like a mean joke to one of those guys. We're all like from uni, it's all uni students, and you have to put on those like
Wetsuit.
Yeah, wetsuit, and this it's like he's a little chubby. He's a chubby friend of mine, and he got his suit. Like, he couldn't put it on.
He couldn't zip it up.
Well, I mean, he's kind of like it's his size. I think he's like struggling because it's very tight, right? Even for skinny people. Right? So I got mine. And it was tight, and then I just looked at him. I was like, "Hey, you want to switch?" And then I didn't realize it's like, and then everybody was like laughing, and then my friend was like, "You can't say that, man. You," it's like very mean. Yeah, that's before I started doing comedy.
Yeah, that's when you realize you were actually funny.
They're like dying laughing. But I wasn't trying to be mean or anything. I just thought,
You would just see. I think that's what part of comedy is.
You
Pointing
see an
out the
opportunity.
obvious.
You see an opportunity, and then you have to. Yeah.
But it wasn't even in a mean, funny way. It was just in an honest way. Yeah.
We got it. Yeah, because I can use that one for sure. I don't know if you can. I can, because it was too small for me. I'm sure I can use that one, but you figure out.
Oh man.
You figured out this one.
Yeah. So that was when you realized. Yeah, for sure. I need to stand up. I need to try stand up.
No, that wasn't. That wasn't. I don't know. There's no not a definitive moment.
Yeah,
I think
it was back in China when you were walking around pretending to be a grandma.
Yeah.
That was when you knew.
When I knew.
Cross-talker. Professional.
Yeah, I want it. Yeah, it's a fun job, right? I mean, it's a fun job if you don't do it, but if you start doing it, it's just a job. I think like anything, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Just takes the fun out of it.
And I wonder if like you've got these goals that you want to be a professional, as in making professional money from comedy, which would be great. And I think you're on your way. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just think, isn't it nice to have that other thing in your life that makes you grateful that you have comedy? Like this, for example, keeps me going in my regular day job.
Oh.
I don't really enjoy my day job. My day job kind of is a bit boring.
Yeah.
Talking to corporate people. It's kind of cool at times, coffee, lunch here or there. But I don't enjoy recruitment.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Agent.
So I am. So I'm like looking forward to the weekend when I can get to do this with someone.
This is a weekly podcast.
This is not weekly.
Not weekly. Just
Not at the moment.
Whenever you feel like.
It's wheneverly.
Wheneverly. Yeah.
Yeah. Catch it on Spotify wheneverly.
Wheneverly.
Drop
Yep.
it. Well, actually, so it ebbs and flows. And I'm not a professional podcaster. I didn't intend on this being even what it is now.
Yeah.
But I'm enjoying the process. And I like, growth makes you strive for something. I'm like, oh, what can I do next? It's a neon sign, or it's a 360 camera, or this or that. It's like, oh, yeah, let's try that. I'm still enjoying it, yeah? So let's keep making it bigger. But yeah, I didn't sort of intend on having like a schedule or whatever. But what I realized is like, oh, maybe I can do like a ton of recordings in the spring and summer, and then just space them out throughout the year. So this one's probably not going to be released for like a month and a half. Yeah. So That'll be around Christmas time. So, have you got any Christmas wishes? Do you believe in Christmas? Do you celebrate Christmas?
Yeah,
You
I
do?
do. I don't
Yeah.
believe. Do you believe in Christmas?
Yeah,
Do I believe in
Santa
Santa
Claus?
Claus? Yeah. I do believe in
Yeah.
Santa Claus. Yeah.
Cute. That's so cute.
No, I celebrate. I mean, you just eat, right? You just eat.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah,
suppose.
yeah, eat prawn. Is that an Australian thing? Yeah.
Prawns.
Prawns. Yeah,
Prawns.
yeah.
Oh, you're Aussie. You're so Aussie, man.
Well, that's the like Brisbane thing, right? Because it's
Yeah.
just seafood, and
Yeah.
and then they just eat a bunch of seafood.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, I don't. You wouldn't give gifts.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So, Christmas for you is a time for eating.
It's just eating, yeah, just eat, and sad time because not many. I don't have a big family.
Yeah,
here.
you don't have a
Usually
family.
it's
You're the
like a
only
small-
your favorite only child.
yeah.
Your mum and dad, they, obviously they're divorced, yeah.
Yeah.
And so, do they celebrate Christmas?
No. We don't celebrate.
Do they believe in Santa Claus?
Yeah, they believe in Santa Claus. They believe in Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah. What are we talking about that? Oh, that's right, because this episode will be due to sort of be released around there.
Christmas, yeah.
Yeah. So, do you have
Looking forward.
anyone that anything special to say to Ella for Christmas when she's listening to this?
Yeah, well, I'll get you a good gift this year.
I get you a good gift this year. What did you get? What did you get her last
I
year?
don't think I got her anything last year.
Are you one of those boyfriends? I was one of those. I was very bad at
like
giving
buying
gifts.
gifts. Yeah, it's the same. I don't.
My ex had to train me in gift giving, and then I
Oh,
became
really?
good.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You can be. Oh,
Yes, you can be trained. You can be trained.
What did she do?
She just said, "Hey, listen, this gift, I can see what you were trying to do.
Like what? Like what is the like? Okay, what is
I'm not
it?
going to tell you what it was. It was fucking bad. It was slippers.
I can see what you're trying to do. What are you trying to do? I can't see what you're trying to do.
I was trying, to show her that she's, I want her to be comfortable around the house.
yeah.
And she was like, and
You
that's
wanted to slip in.
yeah. Yeah.
So-
Slip out of your work clothes and slip
And
into your
slip it
slipper.
in. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you learn? Like, what is the?
Well, what she said, she's like, this gift is kind of like, it's a nice regular gift, but like for an occasion like a birthday or a Christmas or something.
Wait, the slippers are for her birthday?
No, it was for Christmas.
For Christmas.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Oh,
I'm
bro.
better. I'm better than you. I think.
All right, fine,
I don't
fuck
need
you.
to get.
Okay.
I'll get her at least like a good robe. Or,
This is I'm talking 5 years ago.
all right. Yeah.
Yeah.
When you were like.
We're 35. Oh my god. Yeah,
You
I
grow.
wasn't.
You grow.
I wasn't very good at giving gifts.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. 'Cause man, like it's easier to give man gifts, right? You just buy like a bottle of whiskey. You buy like a just a good drink, right? I think that's
I'm pretty
that's what I do.
easy.
Yeah, that's what I do. I'll just give them like a gin or
Yeah.
whiskey or
Yep.
whatever is on sale.
Alcohol.
Alcohol, yeah, alcohol.
Yep.
That's all good.
Yeah, but I think I've turned into a better gift giver, more considerate.
Right. It's a lot of effort to to pick the gifts. To
gotta
think,
really
like,
think about
what
it.
do you need? What do you like? Don't you think the effort that that also counts as the gift, right? Like we're like gift shopping for this friend for like 3 hours, just two of us in the shopping center, couldn't find anything. I'm like, that's our gift. We should just record this and then send her the video. Look, see, we we couldn't find anything, but
Yeah, yeah.
donate. If you have coins, and we should get like donation jar.
Oh, we should. I've been
like-
told I should have a hat.
Like a
Actually,
hat.
Your little cup holder there. Any $1? Should we smile for the photo? We should. Thank you. Oh, that's cute. That's nice interaction. But can you leave us a tip or what? Yeah, I think someone told me. Maybe Stephen told me that I should have a little hat down there that says, tip me.
Like, yeah.
Maybe help
you
me.
don't-
Help me with my Christmas gift fund.
But you don't provide them service though. Like, I think you could do or say you got the comedians to do that, and then once you have like a kind of like a small crowd, and you can have like, hey, do you guys want to hear some jokes? And then the comedians can, maybe there's a section like you can just,
Should we try that now?
let's do some jokes.
Do you want to do some live? Do you want to do some live stand up for like the walkers
I don't.
by?
I don't have appropriate joke for like
Ah.
kids. But then you
That's true. Yeah.
no but stand up jokes is harder to do. Like
On the
like-
street.
like in this sort of setting.
It is?
You got to do jokes, right? Like so they don't need to know who you are, because you need to set up who you are, and then you kind of like you're
okay.
talking, right? But then you could have a section like they just read jokes. They read like you have some jokes, and then you can read jokes to the crowd, and then they can tip you.
Yeah. Do you have
Right?
a joke like that? Do you have any of those?
I'm trying to
ready?
think. I'm
Any
trying
out
to
of the
think
box?
one.
Any canned jokes?
Any canned jokes. It's all like inappropriate jokes. You need some dad jokes, I think. Some dad,
I'm
some
good
like
at dad jokes.
some funny dad jokes and stuff like that.
I've got one dad joke.
Yeah, what do you got?
It's really bad. Why did the golfer wear 2 pairs of pants?
Why?
In case he got a hole in one.
You can-
So bad. It's so bad.
I heard this joke the other day. I don't know. Maybe you just cut this out, but
No, we're not cutting anything out, by the way. I'm not
But it's
putting
like
a
a-
red velvet suit out either.
like a really. That should be my. I'm looking for like stage clothes now. I
That-
gotta. Do you
that-
reckon that
yeah.
like a red
Red velvet.
velvet
That.
suit?
Yes. Fuck
Suit,
yeah.
suit.
Absolutely it would.
All right. I was thinking about it.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, I would
You think?
wear.
You think?
I'd wear the blue version.
Oh, you wear the
Blue's
blue.
my color.
Yeah. I like red.
Could we do it
It's the Asian
Yeah.
color. We'll do it together.
Yeah. I'll come in the blue one. You come in the red one.
Yeah.
I'll be in the crowd, just heckling.
That'd be pretty good. Like the Mario Brothers.
Are you going to tell us a joke? Go on.
Oh, I'm just trying to remember the joke. Oh, so just like someone told me the other day. So this is like a joke, right? Like
Yeah.
a street joke. So, say like a bunch of nuns.
Nuns.
Nuns. Yeah.
Yeah.
They went to heaven. Have you heard this joke?
No,
I've never heard of it. It's
Every
so
time
funny.
you bring up a nun, I think of Ali.
Okay, we're gonna wait for the kids to.
No, the kids can't hear us.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you speak softly, they can't hear.
So it's like they went to heaven, and then they went to the pearly gate, and then so this the security a security guy goes, Saint Peter or whatever, the guy who's working at the gate. So he's like, okay, so you guys are gonna come into heaven, but we're gonna ask you some questions. First of all, hey, like have you, we just want to know, have you ever touched a penis? If you haven't touched it, you can go in. And then the first nun she goes, oh, I only touched like a tiny bit, and tiny bit on my fingertips. He goes, all right, that's fine. You see over there, there's a pot of holy water. Just go dip your finger in there, and then you can go into the heaven. And she did that, and then she went in. And the second nun goes, well, I grabbed one, just for once. And he goes, all right, that's okay. See the pot? Just go put your hand in there, wash your hand, and then you can go into heaven. And then the third nun came over, and before she could start, and then the fourth nun jumped in. She goes, no, let me go first. St. Peter said, why? And then she goes, well, I gotta wash my mouth before she wash her ass.
Hi to all the nuns listening. I've got a few nuns that are fans of the podcast.
No, you don't. Don't put this out there.
Unfortunately,
So-
there's a couple.
So see, that could be the section, one of the segment
Yeah.
food thing. But you gotta find some like appropriate.
They've got to be
street,
fast.
street
They've got to
jokes.
be.
They gotta be fast. You gotta be joke, right? You can't just do like oh hey, my family is this and I came to
Exactly.
Australia. Nobody gives a fuck. They're like, we just want to hear a joke.
Yeah. It's like the buskers, like the musicians, they can sort of take their time, play a few songs, build up a crowd.
But also you play music, right? That's also, people just enjoying that.
It's
already.
catchy.
Yeah, it's
You can
catchy.
hear it from like a block away.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. But a stand-up, where do you try your wares as a stand-up comedian? Where do you try? Like, it's just those open mics, isn't it?
Yeah.
And
Open mics
in the bathroom, at home, in front of your cat.
Well, that's the thing. You can't.
Girlfriend.
Stand up is just a
Cat's
weird.
a tough crowd.
It's a weird. My cat is fucking. It's cranky already.
Your
like,
cat does look like one of those.
Have you seen my cat? You saw my
I've seen
cat?
a picture of your cat.
Oh right. Yeah.
Looks
Yeah.
like
He's
it's
the
one of
cutest.
those sad. Has it got a slightly sad face?
Nah. He's very
He
cute.
doesn't?
Yeah. He's
Maybe just the
he's-
angle of the photo. that I
Yeah.
saw.
Yeah. Well, he's pretty cute. He's got a neutral face, and then he's like the
That's
nicest
tough.
cat. Like
That's hard. A neutral face.
a neutral
You
face.
can't tell if your jokes are landing or bombing.
it's a tough crowd. Yeah. You like turn around and take a shit and just like, what did I do, man? But you can't test it at home. You can't tell your cat jokes.
What
if
about your
that's,
girlfriend? What about Ella?
Nah. That's also another thing. You can't. You just your close friends and I feel like your partner. It's just like it's not subjective.
Yeah.
You have to be in an environment like it has to be this
Yeah.
kind of like environment people are paying to see jokes, and then you truly figure out, okay, this doesn't work, that
Yeah.
works, this doesn't work. Otherwise, even with open mics, it's harder.
Yeah. I can relate to that actually. Like obviously with the podcast, I started it just to tell people stories. And I got really great feedback instantly from the very first episode, which was great, sort of kept me going.
Yeah.
But sometimes I would feel like I needed a little bit of feedback that wasn't just based on an episode.
Yeah.
I wanted holistic feedback, like feedback around the direction
Yeah.
and the feedback around maybe things that I should do better after maybe you've heard 3 or 4 episodes.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. And
Yeah.
that kind of feedback was hard to get from someone that's
Because
just...
no one have heard 3 episodes.
Yeah, well, at the time, yeah, maybe still. Maybe still, no. But, yeah, I think I would sort of tend to want to go to friends and family or for that kind of stuff.
Feedback.
But
not
it's just
subjective.
not good. It's
No.
not good. Like, they don't care,
You
actually.
need the real feedback.
I saw something online one day that said, you thinking of starting a podcast? Well, here's the first thing you need to know. Your friends and family will not listen to your podcast.
Yeah, like Louis C.K. had a joke. Is like, like the people post videos of their kids dancing, and he said like all your friends, no one watches it. They're just like, oh, this is cute. Is that you could just put a photo of your kids dancing, and then like 20 minutes of your own asshole, and people still like watch it. They're like, yeah, this is cute.
Exactly.
It's so
People
true.
commenting.
No one is like your friends are not. They're just gonna be like good podcasts. Like
Exactly. So you got to try and build an audience, which is, I think that's more genuine. Yeah, like build
Yeah.
a random audience, like these people on the street, taking photos of us. If they sort of follow along, at least they've had some kind of interaction with us. They sort of took our photo. They decided that they wanted to know what this was about.
Yeah.
They're interested in it.
Yeah.
Like that's a genuine potential follower or fan.
Yeah.
Or community member, whatever you want to call it these days. Not your friend, like your friend, your cat. Your cat doesn't care. Your cat, they're there to sort of be your chum, be your mate. Go for beers with you. Yeah, I don't know where I was going with that, but
it's you need a subjective audience.
Yeah.
Like, you need someone who can give you the real feedback, stuff like that.
yeah, which is probably the audiences at those open mics and any other shows that you're doing.
Just
as
get
well.
comedians to listen to it, and then
Comedians,
also don't listen to them. They're like most comedians are fucking. We're not that smart.
but you're
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
You
it's just a trick. Everyone can be funny.
Really?
Yeah.
So you are like a magician.
Don't you think it's like magic? Yeah. Don't you think it's like magic tricks? It's like, oh, you're like, this he has magic. But once you learn the tricks, it's like, it's not that magical.
Constantine,
It's just
Copperfield. Those guys
Copperfield.
are special. They are. They can
They
cut
are.
women in half.
They can fly an airplane. They can make a train disappear.
They can undo the straight jacket
Yeah.
underwater.
Houdini. That's
Houdini.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that magic or is that just
It's a different form of
defiance?
Yeah. No. That's I mean, it's categorized as magic, but it's like a perform art.
Yeah.
So they have like tricks and they do, but it's different from real magic. Real magic is like deception, and then that's like real skills. You gotta hide stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think comedy's I think if you're looking at deception and real skill, I think comedy's on the real skill end of the scale.
Yeah. Well, and also the deception. Yeah, like the formula you're using to get a laugh and the joke structures.
So where did you learn all this though? Like where did you learn? Like did you go to a comedy school? Because Stephen was like, yeah, I went to I did a course.
Oh yeah, there are courses for beginners when you're starting, and I think I did like a 3 days course. And
3 days.
Yeah, that was fun. But it's like they don't teach you much. You haven't done it. It's the thing. You have to be doing it to really know what's going on. But they just all they trying to do is like push you to do the first gig.
So they teach you like the structure of a joke though. Do they teach you?
No.
Formula. They don't teach you.
Well, they will like get you to write stuff,
What
and
do
then
they
they
fucking
go.
do in the 3-day course,
Yeah,
right, everyone?
they're like, oh, no, just go do it. Get on stage. No one
3
cares.
days ago. Come on, mate.
Yeah, but then even that people couldn't do it. It's like, but then they do a big show after that, and so your family will come, or your friends will come, and then they're so supportive, and you get on, you do your jokes.
But what about you?
Yeah, I did that.
You didn't have family.
Yeah, I did. So I'm the only one that didn't bring any friends or family there. And they all like bring like hundreds of people, like all their workmates are coming, and I'm just there to tell jokes, and it worked really good, and I'm funny. I'm like, oh, yeah, it's good to know.
Brilliant.
And I
That's
just
so
laughed.
brilliant, man.
Yeah, I don't like to tell my friends to come.
Honestly, that's good. It's like you came to Australia to test out comedy
That's that comedy
on guinea pigs,
on guinea pig.
on Australian guinea
Yeah.
pigs.
Isn't it? I think that's the best way to learn the culture, right? It's like, you kind of like
Is it?
learn the depth of the culture as well. You have to go deeper because you have to keep thinking. You have to be like, okay, what's funny? Like, why is it funny? Why is it like different? Why is it weird? Why?
Apart from our airports, what is funny?
What apart from your airports, what is funny about Aussies? Yeah,
The
I
one
wrote
shoe.
like jokes and about like how, tattoos and stuff here. Like people have tattoos. And
Have you got any
then-
tattoos?
I've got one tattoo.
Where?
It's a magician's hat. Actually, it's on my
Is
arm.
it?
When I did, it was a shitty tattoo. But that's when I decided. I was like, I came here. I was like, oh, because tattoo is a taboo subject in China. You're not supposed to get
okay.
tattoos. It's like, I don't know. It
Interesting.
just feels like your parents will get really mad if you get tattoos.
Yeah.
They care about that kind of stuff. So I thought, your body, your choice.
Yeah.
You gotta have like you gotta do whatever.
My body, my choice.
I feel like that's like me, claim my kind of like independence, right? I'm like, fuck it, I'm just gonna do it, right? Like,
Yeah.
and then my mom said, if you get a tattoo, you'll never get any money from me.
She said that for real.
And then I did it, but I didn't tell her.
Should we say hi to her now? She.
Yeah, but I think she found out like last year I went back. She saw it. She didn't say anything.
Well, she didn't say anything. She
Yeah.
had the papers there.
She had the paper. She only changed her will. So
You don't get any money from me. Why does it
Yeah.
all come down to money? Why is money such a big threat?
Yeah. I mean, I'm getting her money. Who's she gonna give to?
Yeah. Who are you going to give it to?
Just me.
Yeah.
It's just me. You don't have anyone else. This is it. This is the good thing about being an only child.
Yeah.
It's just me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
All right.
Yeah. Oh
Getting
God.
sad.
So many places we could take this, but like I'm curious to sort of know, like, what's up for the next 6-12 months. How are you going to level up? Because I was talking about how I'm leveling up the podcast, for example, new microphones, new camera, fucking neon sign.
Neon sign.
How do you level up as a comedian? What does it look like to go, okay, this is what the next stage looks like for me? Is it doing like half-hour show or an hour show or what? Getting on TV, radio?
Yeah, pretty much. It's a lot of grinding. It's just like small things. It's not just like, oh, I want to do an half an hour. I want to do an hour. It doesn't work like that. You just have to have enough good materials, and people will go to your shows.
Yeah.
And
Enough good material.
enough good material. So it's like you just grind every joke basically. So you have this joke, and then you're trying to make it better, and then move on to the next bit and the next joke. Yeah, I think that's just the small things.
You said, like I said earlier, I'm not great at social media. You know, it's not something I grew up with. Like the kids these days grow up with it. You know, they seem to enjoy it. They set their little cameras up and they start doing dances. And it's like, whoa, look at me, I'm a TikTok star. For me, it's kind of like,
I can't do that. Yeah.
Do you plan on, trying to figure out how to up your social media game a little bit? Because
Yeah, I've been planning, but I haven't done anything yet. It's a lot of planning, but I mean, I gotta do like some podcasts. I gotta do some, like sketches and stuff.
you told me you're starting a podcast, yeah?
Yeah, we're trying to do something. Yeah, just for the Asian audience. Get some Asian audience.
What, in Chinese?
I mean,
Melbourne Asian.
whatever, Melbourne Asian, Singaporean, Malaysian, Chinese.
Okay, local Asian audience.
Well, yeah, whatever, whenever.
Yeah. Go and get some pad thai somewhere.
Get some ties.
Oh, I chose pad thai. I
you know
love
what?
Asian food. I'm
You like
obsessed
Asian
with
food?
Asian food. Yeah, I tried to move to Europe with my ex, but we broke up. Well, I was like, I'm going back to Australia. There's no good Asian food here in Europe.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They don't do it like they do it here.
Where did you live?
I mean, I live in Melbourne, for God's sake. It's like some of the best food.
Yeah, absolutely. But in Europe, like where's?
I was in Western Europe, like Spain and France.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, not much good. But they have really good fur in France, I think.
Fur?
Fur. They
Like-
have
like
the
in
best.
Paris, maybe.
Yeah, Paris. Yeah. They have the best fur. That's what I heard.
Really?
Because Vietnam was French
Vietnam,
occupied
That's right.
during World War II,
That's
and then
true.
so that's why the Vietnam coffee is French coffee, right?
Mhm.
And then they also brought like fur to Paris, and then they set up the best fur because it's the same recipe, but France have they have the best beef there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Okay,
they have
so they
like
got
compared
good-
to the Vietnam beef.
better beef.
Yeah, so it's better beef, and then the fur, like the soup,
Mhm.
it's the same,
Yeah.
but
You know what? I love ramen.
they have the best.
I got into ramen recently.
Recently.
Yeah. It's like
What do you mean?
I'd
You
ne-
lived in
I know.
Melbourne.
I'd never eaten ramen.
Oh, what do you normally eat?
When I eat Asian food,
rice and bean. No, like just food.
just generally, gee whiz. Okay. I'll tell you what, Mum raised us on like a variety of different foods. It was weird because we got traditional Venezuelan food,
oh, which
okay.
which is
and that's called arepas.
alepas.
Yeah. Close enough. and then there's the fact that she married my stepdad, right? Who's not my stepdad anymore, and he's like Irish.
What, he upgraded to like real dad? The real dad?
No, he's downgraded to no dad.
Oh,
They got
I
divorced.
just like for a second I was like, oh, you can come
Yeah.
from stepdad to
Yeah,
real
I
dad.
adopted,
was like,
I adopted my son.
like, he's my real dad now.
Yeah, the government have signed
That's
him over.
funny. Actually, I think
You
that's
write that down.
because I have
You
jokes
write-
about my stepdad.
You should write that shit down.
I'll take the audio when you have it.
Yeah,
I'll go, it's some. I'll
We got
I'll
some
work on
material
some-
here.
I'll work on the
We got
jokes.
some. That's what it is. The Louis Diaz podcast is a material ground.
material ground. Yeah. So yeah.
No, but you know he had an Irish background, so Mum learned how to cook like traditional, kind of more shepherd's pies and stuff like that. You know, British food. You know, meat and potatoes.
Yeah.
So we grew up with a traditional Venezuelan meat and potatoes, and then Venezuela's got a bit of like a European kind of cultural mix because post Second World War, there's a lot of Europeans went there, and so we grew up on a lot of pasta and spaghetti,
All right.
lasagna. Yeah.
Ah,
So
Italian food.
I was very spoiled as a child.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how spoiled I was. I thought I was normal, right? And then I went to school camp one day.
Yeah.
We went on a 3-day hike to up the Otways, in the Great Ocean Road.
Yeah.
3-day hike, right? And I'm like, fuck, what am I going to eat for 3 days? And so what I did is I prepared some chicken, right? Some pre-cooked chicken. And I brought some like, Canton flavored, like sweet and sour flavoring. I brought some rice that I was going to cook. All the other kids, man, were eating 2-minute noodles. And there I am making a full fucking stir fry.
Like why?
I didn't realize how spoiled I was.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I reconnected with my dad recently. My Venezuelan dad, my real dad, if you need to write that down.
Did he get downgraded?
No, he got very downgraded for 33 years until I rediscovered him.
You
again.
rediscovered him. You promoted him.
I promoted him. I found him. We spoke on the phone, and one of the things that he said to me was like, one of the things that he was really curious about in my life was, do you cook, son? Do you cook? I was like, what? Yeah, I cook. I was like, yeah, I cook. And I'm thinking to myself, why are you so obsessed with like cooking? Because he mentioned it a few times over a few calls.
Right.
And he was like, I cook here, I cook for tourists. He lives on a beach. He basically lives on the beach, and tourists will come by and stay on his beach, and he'll cook for them and feed them and stuff.
Beach.
Yeah. And I was like, so what fascinates you about can I cook or not? He's like, oh, your grandma was a really great cook, your mum's mum, my mum's mum. And she taught your mum and I how to cook. Apparently, like, it's in our family that we're really great cooks. But I didn't realize this until he mentioned it. I just thought my mum was just an average good cook. I didn't realize she was actually world
So
class.
he is in Venezuela.
He's in Venezuela, and he cooks really well.
Wow.
And so
Are you gonna go visit him?
Absolutely, I am. Yeah, one day when I ditch all my addictions.
Addictions. Yeah. Wow.
My alcohol. Yeah, I'm going to go and visit him for sure. It got a bit sketchy there this year. They had some elections, and so.
All right.
And I started a new job last year, so I was going to go this year, but that I just couldn't make this year happen. So hopefully 2025. He literally lives on a beach. It's incredible.
Yeah.
He's like a beach bum.
Wow.
The life I always wanted. How good would it be just to wake up every day just to the sound of waves?
Yeah. Yeah, and then
crashing.
cook, and then just making the tourist money.
He loves women. He's always talking about mujeres.
Mujeres.
Yeah.
What is that?
Women.
Mujeres.
Yeah.
Women in Spanish?
Yeah, women, like plural.
Oh, women. Yeah.
And he loves food, and he loves, as he put it, la rumba, which is partying.
Yeah. La rumba.
Rumba. Yeah.
Rumba.
Hijo, me gusta la rumba.
Ah.
Me gusta las mujeres.
What does that mean?
I like partying and I like women.
That's your dad?
I know.
How old is he?
Yeah,
He
he's,
must be like
he's
60.
72. This week he turned 72 in 5 days. Absolute legend. And I'm like, yeah, I love it. I have this.
That's a Latino man.
Yeah, he's so Latino. He's so Latino. Do you have any like traits from your parents that you're happy that you've sort of adopted? Because I love partying and I love women too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'll own that. It's fine.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, scan away. No worries.
Oh.
I had to put it there to make it awkward for people to
I
scan.
feel like I'm imposing.
I put it there so that people had to come really close.
Yeah.
Yeah, you too. See you later. She was cute. That QR code takes you straight to my OnlyFans. I'm kidding. For the viewers that can't see that QR code, I have QR codes here, and they go to my Instagram and my YouTube. So occasionally you'll see people just sort of zapping in and saying hello, and yeah, it's been good. Has this been a good experience for you?
Yeah, it's
Have
been
I
fun.
made it good?
I like it. It's pretty chill, pretty fun. But yeah.
Yeah, it's random.
It's really cool actually. I think this idea, you gotta keep doing it, man. This is good.
Just keep doing it.
It's good-
Cosplay.
Good stuff. Yeah.
Cosplay.
Yeah.
Do you get into cosplay much? Are you and Ella into cosplay? Are you going to dress up for her as Santa Claus this year?
Nah, I can't do it. But I like
Chinese Santa.
No, Chinese Chinese is come to your house and give you work. Here's a sewing machine, son. Hurry.
Mum, why did Santa give me a sewing machine? I'm 3 years old.
So you're gonna make some Nike shoes for me, son? Come on. It's about Christmas. In 3 days, it's Christmas.
Oh,
Come on.
I think we've discovered Santa's real way that he gets all those gifts to people. My God. That's why they don't celebrate Christmas in China. I finally worked it out. The mystery's over.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Where'd you come up with that?
I don't know.
From cosplay.
Cosplay.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
random.
I'll say I
love
like animation. I like
Yeah,
that.
you do?
I like watch it.
What are you, 30 now, yeah?
Yeah,
32?
Yeah.
32.
How do you
You're a
know?
young man. Well, we were talking about your age
talking
before.
about, yeah, 32. Yeah.
Yeah. Are you and Ella going to get married?
Yeah. Well, that's the plan. That's just
That's cool. I
Pretty-
feel like we should be friends, you and I.
definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is fun.
Can I come to the wedding?
Yeah.
I know it's early. It's too soon. Like, we just met.
Absolutely. Let's do a podcast on the wedding.
Yeah. Can we?
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. I've never done a podcast like that before.
And just at a
At a
wedding, like
wedding.
the wedding's the background. You should, maybe that would be a
No, no,
thing.
no,
like
no.
Wedding podcast.
No. Not the background. I got a mic going to the priest, the bride, the groom,
Yeah.
and then there's me, the host. It's a four-way conversation.
Yeah.
What do they do? How am I going to host that? Yeah. All right, priest, over to you. Over to then the priest says his thing, and then it's like, okay, do you, William, take the Ella?
Yeah. Now we can kiss
Yeah.
each
How
other.
are you going to kiss?
Yeah.
How are we going to capture that? Good thing I've got a 360 camera.
Yeah.
You have to come over here like this.
Kiss the
Imagine
camera.
podcasting a wedding. That'd be sick. That's a great idea. I mean, we'd need to make it less awkward than I'm making it right now. Right now, yeah. But that'd be an awesome idea. Maybe wireless mics.
Yeah.
Now the priest is just about to allow the groom to kiss the bride.
Kiss the
There you
bride.
go. And then you get the audio of the kissing.
Yeah. We follow them into the
And that's it. The honeymoon.
Yeah, the honeymoon.
They leave
yeah.
the mics outside the bedroom.
Yeah. No, we leave the mic on.
And all you hear is. And that's it. Finished.
That's my wedding.
That's good. Oh, that's cool, man. Yeah, obviously what I've really enjoyed about the recent sort of incarnation of the podcast is getting comedians on, because as I was mentioning earlier, you're all yes people, right? I haven't had one comedian say no. Actually, they say yes when.
To a podcast or to
Yeah,
the questions? Yeah.
to a podcast.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, my questions.
Because we just like to talk about ourselves.
Yeah, not just yourself. I think you're just like, I think you're not just like to talk about yourselves. I don't know if that's necessarily always true. I think you're good at talking.
I'm not good at talking. I'll never see myself as like good at talking. I'm very awkward in a conversation usually.
Well,
Yeah.
you've made this work somehow. Just be louder.
Just be louder. I thought it catches your voice. It catches.
No, it's going good. No, it's going good. But I think you're all great at talking. You're all yes people. I think you all got great stories, funny stories. 50-cent chicken wings, fucking shoes on the side of the road. Australiana. You're all very candid. I think that's what it is about comedians. You said that they're all a little bit depressed and they all have some trauma. But
Okay, I don't want. Yeah, maybe just me.
no. That's pretty common now. I've spoken to a few comedians and they all have some kind of,
Right. Yeah,
But then
maybe.
again, don't all humans? Every human has
exactly.
some trauma.
Exactly.
I think the difference between you comedians and like the regular humans is you found a way
to deal with it. We just have different way to deal with it, right? When you're trying to. Some people like they get into boxing, right? You go like, oh, I go do some boxing to let the anger out or to let the energy out, right? And some people do you have to find a way to cope with it.
Yeah. I think laughing is the best way to cope with anything.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Yeah.
What do you think of the chairs, by the way? This is
It's pretty comfortable, but I have ADHD. I'm like I mean, I'm self-diagnosed, but I get distracted early, easy, and then
That's why the laneway is so good.
the language.
It's got so many things happening.
Just overloaded.
The sun comes out, the
and
clouds.
also, yeah. All right. Where'd you park? I'm just thinking about my parking. I park on the
Do
street.
you have to go?
I think I gotta
Can-
change my parking. Like, I think, yeah. What time is it?
Can you be the first guest to ever just go?
Get
Just
it.
drop the fucking headphones and just walk out. But it's been good, and I suppose, we've been here, like, I accidentally forgot to change the time of this because I sent it to you pre-daylight savings, so unfortunately I made you come here an hour early, so I appreciate you coming here, but I guess one of the things that I wanted to ask you is, like, what advice would you have for younger William, or maybe another Chinese,
Younger Willie.
another young, funny Chinese man who wants to come maybe to Australia and maybe take up magic?
No, don't do it. Don't. This is absolutely not good. Don't do it. Just do something else. You can do something else.
I love that.
Start a business.
Yeah.
Yeah, start a podcast.
Do maths.
Do math and travel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't recommend this life at all.
Comedy?
Yeah.
I mean, I just feel like if you have it and then you got into it, then just do it, right? And if you don't, I don't think it's a good choice. It's a tough
Neither
life.
did your mum, by the way.
Yeah, exactly.
You
And
should
she had
listen
more-
to your mother,
She had
people.
more life experience and she knows, But then if you got into it, you got into it. That's like, it's just life.
You can't back out
you
now.
just let life take you wherever it takes you, right? You're there. Yeah, I didn't chase this. I didn't go like, I want to be a comedian. I want to do it. But then I did it, and then that's it. And then it's like worked out so far, and just I mean, it's all going downhill from here. But so,
I don't think so. I think you're continuing to pursue it. You're just letting it play out, waiting for the right opportunity to appear. You're active. You're doing shows. When's your next show? Like, even though this is in the past.
Yeah, my next. I'm doing shows every day.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
How do you do shows every day? Like, is there just nights where you can go different spots?
Yeah. So many different spots in Melbourne. It's everywhere. Yeah,
Any
I'm doing-
regular night that you do that you want to shout out? Any comedians that you?
There's no regular nights, just everywhere. Yeah, I do like shows everywhere, like at the clubs or like open mics and stuff. Yeah, there's so many shows here.
Anyone you want to shout out that we should keep an eye on?
Keep an eye on,
Yeah.
like as a comedian.
Yeah.
Everybody in Melbourne, just keep an eye on everybody in Melbourne. Just good on us for doing
Are
this.
you a fan of comedy? Generally?
I like to watch them. Yeah. I like to watch a comedy, but like it takes the joy out of it. Like now, because when you watch it, you're just analyzing it, right?
That's true. I went to the Comics Lounge with a guy that used to do stand up.
Right. Yeah.
And I was laughing my fucking tits off. I swear to God, I was like whacking the table. I accidentally knocked over a beer. I was laughing so hard.
Yeah.
I was making myself cough, right?
Yeah.
And this guy, I looked over and he's like cringing.
yeah.
I was like, what's he cringing for? That was a funny joke. The whole thing's been funny.
Yeah.
He's analysing it because he knows all the structures and everything.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
He's anticipating the punchlines.
Yeah, because you can see it. Like, it's so easy. Like, it's like magic tricks. Once you know the tricks, you're not gonna be able to enjoy it. You just analyzing it, and then also you like sympathizing
Yeah.
too. Like you're because it's a lot on stage. You can feel the stress. You can feel the uncomfortable.
See, that's why I don't want to do stand up. I think I've decided that I don't ever want to do stand up because I don't want it to ruin it for me.
Yeah.
I want it to remain an art form that I enjoy.
Yeah, exactly. Don't do it. You just
Don't do it.
It's basically ruining fun for you. in
Come
life.
and watch comedy for sure,
Yeah.
but maybe taking it up is a whole different thing.
Yeah. Like I can't watch comedy. It's hard. Like I'll study it.
Yeah.
But like to go to a comedy show and say,
Yeah. Interesting. Well, mate, it's been so good to have you. I mean, I'm conscious now that there's probably some guy standing at your car with one of those little parking machines putting fucking numbers in there. Whatever they do with those little funny pads and pens.
Yeah.
We know that they get paid on commission here in Melbourne.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
they're
fuck.
on commission.
Well, I better.
We're worried about our parking, people. All right, we're going to have to call this one over. Thanks for coming to the Louis Diaz podcast. William Wang.
Yeah.
Woo.
Thanks for having me. Woo.
Yeah. Thank you.
There you go. All right.
Awesome.
Thank you.